Son, your mother and I and Chuck Winding and Alexa are worried about you. You're a warrior in the online whey versus pea protein argument. A handsome, smart lad, well-dressed in tearaway thrift finds. Poor posture and soft-spoken like your grandfather was after they set bombs off next to his ears. He had me. I heard Dinosaur Jr. and Camper Van Beethoven opened. When we found out your mother was pregnant, we decided to get married. I put the skeleton of a motorcycle in the shed to be worked on over the years but never completed. Your mother liked young Dylan Thomas. I liked the one from Slater Kennedy who wasn't a lesbian. You were born Italian-Irish, moody child, autism, talented at reading and writing, and you didn't hate PE, that's a cliche. Later on, first signs of anxiety and whatever else. Girls hanging on the monkey bars over you. Teacher took her naked foot out of the shoe to massage it. Obvious effect. Still bright enough to graduate from Smith College like your old man. Still socialized enough to spread a disgusting butter substitute in a jury circular break room in an open office without any intrusive thoughts. Now look at you. Following Compbot on Twitter, reading articles about Nick Land, calling the Chapos faggots. Second semester missed at home. Only leaving your room to perform bizarre movements with a barbell. That's your ballet. But worst of all, you hate. You did a sexism. You did an ableism. So your mother and I have consulted the insufferable smug British faggots who you're supposed to like, and the blue check marks who have given us a comprehensive guide to de-radicalizing angry, alienated little white boys. Haha, that's you. Take your red vein kratom, son. I want to show you the future for you once you delete Factorio and stop drinking White Claw. Computer Science Bachelor's, 2.4 GPA with a minor in stats. Good choice. I see Office, Nerf Wars, and vinyl statuettes in your future. Intern, cuck. You find a job writing JavaScript, the slave language, for an app that uses machine vision to analyze photos of white meals and returns a recipe for the soul food version. If some cystic pus tech creep discovers the butter multiplier in the algorithm, the company will be ruined. Your job is to work on the inverse paleo filter. Inverse paleo restricts the diet to only dairy, grains, sugars, trans fats, and beans. The idea made sense. There's an option for vegan recipes. You click the icon twice and get the carnivore version, but reverse paleo doesn't make any sense. No one does reverse paleo. You do, but not deliberately. Returning home in your cell-like 10K a month apartment, you open your tote bag and find 10 empty sour spaghetti bags. The dust has gotten under the red bubble stickers on your laptop. Your tongue is numb. You must have eaten them all during work trance. But who put them in your reach? You send the computer eye a few nice-looking white meals provided by the Food Network API, and the computer returns 10,000 images back. Ravioli shells burnt in ginger ale, crushed up and spread over a Richter painting, one of the ones he used the plank on. They look like hostile alien landscapes where only pain is felt, oddly familiar. If the YouTuber's What's Inside, a father-son team whose videos play through your phone's speaker while you rock yourself to sleep, smashed open the vital in you that all the sour spaghetti passes through, it would look like one of these images, minus the ravioli shells. Father and son, hammer. Let's play the word association game you learned during one of your meetings. Hammer. You gave that Korean kid an HTC Vive and a few hundred chain link with the instructions to download the Hatsumi Miku software and a 3D model of a Snorlax. Whenever you're too stressed, you follow the great creature's instructions. Down, down. And bring a rubber mallet down on your stretched out sack. Can you even have a son now? Offloading some of this neurotic anxiety on some little shit would be nice. There's still 2 years until the next ayahuasca session, and last time the entity had eyes like that Auschwitz girl, and all it did was give you a list of names and instructions for buying pipe fixtures without being tracked. It's time to start a family. Get a competition or Grants Force axe and run into the woods. Chop down as many trees as you can. Take your shirt off. Fat. No traps. No abs. No functional strength. No biceps. Return to civilization. Buy chicken, broccoli, beans, kale, peanut butter, rice, protein powder, eggs, spinach. Take it all home and make a week's worth of meals. 3,000 calories a day, clean. You're fat but also skinny. Head to the gym. Push, pull, legs. Press your tongue against the roof of your mouth. 3 months. Not enough progress. Time to fraud. Here's what you need to know about cycling roids. They're bad for your heart, they'll make your hair fall out, they ruin your mood, and when you're through with them, you'll look worse, and the levels which regulate shit like how much you want to kill yourself will be permanently fucked. But a lot of men do them, like way more than you would think. And you have to compete with them and the tens of thousands of other simps trying to hug and kiss whichever Savannah Brown looking girl on Tinder has captured your heart and appeared in your domestic fantasies recently. You're the computer eye on Tinder. You've studied hundreds of profiles. Behind each one is a QT in tight pants framing a dairy ass. They drink milk and eat ground beef so young and without resolve. Their asses are so fat. You've noticed patterns, noticed recurring interest. You've collected these slowly and added them to your profile as your own. Rather than being a man, you've developed a patchwork girl, an abomination, who you play on the app, thinking that this will attract them. Your profile reads, likes traveling, John Green, porgs, dogs, young adult dystopia novel where the heroine doesn't get fingered until Brook 3, Aubrey Hepburn, wine, weed, Molly, the smell of old books, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, rain, K-pop, Magic Mike on Blu-ray, Daria, vinyl, tea, and British people. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Brockhampton, Ted Bundy, and Rumi Kapoor. The bots love you for you, but if you even want to be ghosted by these lovely young ladies, better get into those veins. Also say you're a feminist and rub Mindoxil on your face every day so you can grow stubble. Ask the ugly ones you match with to come over and sit on your face. Ask the cute ones how their day is, lovely. Take zinc so you can blow thick ropes. Jerk off before your date to whatever sick shit you've grown to like since you started looking at porn when you were 10. Take her to get shitty thin pizza that a girl with gauges and green hair takes out of a stone oven burnt in places with big bubbles on the crust of the slice you, a gentleman, take. If she looks up from her phone with a bemused grin more often than not during your monologue, she's the one. You've both developed radically different views of how each other should act before ever meeting, so each request you make of her in trying to realize your domestic fantasy of living in a cabin with 3 kids, she'll revolt against. Eventually one of your withered spirits will collapse, and a compromise will be made. Either you'll be in an open sex and relationships that's less successful for you than her, and you'll be in the garage sharpening anything you can find with an axle grinder until it's dust and trashing public bathrooms while your chem hole juggles itself, or she'll agree to have your child and spend 9 months fantasizing about falling onto her stomach until she shits out a little waterhead. After that, all the love she had for you will be for it. Whatever children's property you've spent your thousands on will be enjoyed by your child, but the collection ironically will have to be sold. Doesn't matter. Its purchase was made by a developmentally stunted person to cope with the pain of living in a spiritual parking lot, and now that person has a child.